Hi everyone, welcome back to Let's Be Friends. Today we have a very exciting video for you, one that we've been patiently waiting to do. We are going to be reviewing and talking about Olivia Rodrigo's debut. I'm not going to give anything away. Her debut masterpiece of an album,
Oh,
Sour, that came out yesterday, May 21st, I believe.
I believe so.
Yeah.
If my dates line up, I believe it was the 21st.
I think you're correct. Now, Rob, tell us what
Mm.
we're going to be doing today.
So this is our first album review. So we figured we'd break it down in parts for you guys, make sure you're getting the full thoughts inside our minds. So here are the categories we're going to be talking about for Sour. So first things first, we're going to discuss what we thought before going to this album. Secondly, what we thought after listening to this album. Number three, what was the best single in our opinions, or our favorite single? Number four, that's four. We're on
Four.
four. Best song just on the album, not a single, just in general.
Yeah.
Number five, our least favorite song on the album. Number six, which is gonna be hard. I haven't picked one yet.
I know.
Number six is our overall rating. And then number seven is going to be where we want Olivia to go next with this career of hers that has just blossomed.
Mhm.
So, Christina, do you want to go first with our first category? Like what your thoughts were before going to this album, or maybe even just listening to Driver's License?
Yeah,
Like,
for
thought about
sure.
Olivia beforehand.
Yeah, so my first introduction to Olivia was Driver's License. I saw it on TikTok, and Rob texted me. I saw people talking about it and being like, there's this girl, she came not out of nowhere, like she has her Disney show, but like kind of in terms
What
of
a Disney show it is.
in terms of her actual music career, they're like, oh, this girl just like came out of here and brought this amazing song. So I listened to Driver's License and I was like, oh, they're not kidding. Like, she's not kidding. So it's exciting for a fresh new face to see. I'm not going to talk about any other singles because we'll get to that. But yeah, thoughts. I have been highly anticipating this album for sure.
Okay, my thoughts before the album, or even just in general before the singles, were I knew Olivia was on this show, High School Musical, the musical series. Never watched it, just figured it's not for me. When the first single came out, Driver's License, I mean, I was instantly hooked. As a big Lorde fan, I thought it was just like a Lorde song, so I loved it, but also had her personal flair to it, so I was really intrigued. Then that weekend, I binged the entirety of the first season of High School Musical, the musical series, and Christina can attest to this. I've been a stan since I of her in the show. And then going into this album, I was just really excited for it. Again, we'll talk about these singles later on, but I've just been really excited to see it come out and excited for this promo she's been doing. I love the Sour Patch Kids. I love her influences on this album and the way she's been carrying herself. I think it's just
The
really
merch she's put out with it, like her whole aesthetic, it's so well put together.
Yeah, her and her team have known what they're doing since day one, and I love it. And I also just love her work ethic. Like I can tell she just loves songwriting and making these songs. So it's been so exciting to see her put this out.
And she's so young.
So young, and it very much is like exciting to see all these new young artists come up and be so welcomed into the music scene, like her, Billy, Conan Gray. I think about so there's so many great artists coming out, and I'm really excited for them. I'm more excited to talk about this album after listening now. So Christina, what are your thoughts? It's like 24 hours after listening to it.
Yeah, it's fresh.
It is fresh.
Fresh in the noggin. But I said it at the beginning, I love it. I think it's a fantastic piece of work front to back. Front to fucking back. Like it is like smash. There's not really for me a lot of like I don't think there's any skips in this album.
I'm not skipping anything.
No, and what I like about it is like first of all, she's like 18, she's a baby, and she's writing these songs that are like so beautifully written, but at the same time, so it's like her, but at the same time you can see like her references and like who she's inspired by, and like I think that is so cool too, and especially because it's artists and people that we like, so obviously we're gonna like it. But I love it. I couldn't praise it anymore.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. I was very impressed. I would say my own, and so I just want to say all my pros are with you. I feel the same
Yeah.
way. Very like inspiring and very impressed with the album. My biggest con, I think, is the fact that you can tell who her influences are, because it does
Mhm.
feel like this could have been a so and so song.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I do think her best quality is the way she performs these songs. Like, she's a great performer. Like, she puts so much emotion in these songs that I feel like they're still hers. So even
Yeah.
though they are like, one step forward, which I might talk about later, interpolates New Year's Day, it
Mhm.
doesn't feel like a Taylor song to me. Like, it feels
Yeah.
like the way
I
she's
agree.
singing it is
Yeah.
so Olivia to me.
There's enough originality in it that it
Absolutely.
still separates it, even though it's similar to other things.
Absolutely.
Right?
I think for me, it's just because her producer, Dan Nigro, who I've actually been a fan of for a little bit, but he has closely worked with Conan Gray, and I'm a fan of Conan Gray. And
Mhm.
there are a few songs on the album, and I'll mention one later, that I just think are too similar to Conan, that
Gotcha.
I'm like, I just wish it was a little more different. And I think you
Gotcha.
agree with this. The best parts of this album are parts that you were surprised by. Um,
Right.
with, I guess I'll mention it now, Brutal. I never expected this song from her, and I just love that. I think she's experimenting more. I think even Deja Vu has some experimentation with it. So
Yeah.
I hope she just continues to push outside of what maybe her
Mhm.
producer and her team want her to do,
I
and
agree.
she's going to keep doing that.
Yeah. And I think I think the reason why a lot of people, like including us, are praising it so much is because it's her debut.
Yeah.
Like, it's incredibly impressive for her debut album.
And I'm pretty sure she even wrote and did most of this. Well, first of all,
Mhm.
filming her show, which is a feat in itself, but
Yeah.
also since Driver's License came out, because like I remember when I came out, they were all saying she's releasing an EP later this year. But then I think she told her team, I want to make an album instead, and then
Right.
made it herself. Like, she was like, they're like, go on and do it if you want. That's a lot of work. She's like, I'm fine with doing it. And then she just
Yeah.
did it. So very impressive. And I think, again, the best part of this album too is that there's so much potential, and I'm so excited to see where she goes from
Mhm.
here. And I
Yeah.
just, again, it's so excited to stand someone and continue on with them with their career.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's been a while, like, since I feel like we've been
standing
with,
someone new, yeah.
yeah, since saying someone new and like right from the beginning of their career, for sure.
Yeah.
So our next category is favorite single. Uh which
I
I know
wanted
is,
to include this category because originally it was favorite song, but I know our favorite song is also our favorite single. Am I right?
yes.
Yeah. And actually, I saw a lot of people criticizing the single choices because they say all these best songs, and I understand why, but you're obviously going to put out the most upbeat songs
Yeah.
as the singles. So that's
Yeah.
my only pushback on that. But do you want
Mhm.
to say our favorite single on three?
Absolutely.
One, two, three. Deja Vu. Okay. Not sure if it's on time there, but love Deja
It's
Vu.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Deja Vu, like, obviously, like, Driver's License was her first single, and that was such, like, oh my God, so good, so great. Deja Vu comes out and changed the projection of my life forever. You know what I mean? Like, it just, and I know you agree, I think Deja Vu is such a masterpiece of a song. I've said masterpiece like 8 times. Um,
I mean, what else do you call it? I feel everything when I'm listening to that song. Like,
yeah,
I'm feeling everything.
everything. And I have no personal connection to it. Not a
Oh,
one.
none at all.
Not a
None at
one.
all.
I don't have a previous like relationship, and I don't have a previous relationship of where I think like he's dating a girl who's a copy of me. Like, I don't. But I'm like, yeah, no, like, do you not get deja vu? Like, like,
So do you want to go to best song on the album then? So mine is Brutal. I have not heard an opening like that on a pop album um in a long time. Like, a lot of people compare it to like Ready for It, and I'm 100%
mm,
like that.
yeah,
Like, it's so shocking, it's so jarring, and then the
it do be brutal out here. You know what I mean?
be brutal, but also the lyrics are, I guess I understand, like relatable and maybe like, oh, what a millennial thing to complain about or whatever, but
Yeah.
like, so good. I think the
Mhm.
way she delivers it is so good. And it's so shocking to hear her do this like 90s grunge sound on this album and do it so well. And I'll talk about it later. I just hope she continues to go into this kind of like alty sound.
Yes. Yeah.
Your song?
My favorite song other than Deja Vu is Brutal as well.
Yeah.
I just think it's fantastic. Like you said, like Rob he texted me in the morning. He said, I need a reaction for Brutal. And the whole reaction is me like just speechless. Like I had no words.
I was speechless. I was shocked that she did this.
Yeah.
It's shocking.
Because I definitely was expecting, like you said, yeah, I thought Good For You would maybe be like the token pop punk on the album. So I was expecting other things to be more similar to Driver's License or even
100%. Same here.
And then the second she opens with that, I was like, okay.
It's a legend. It's a legend. Like I think it's really impressive. And
I'd also like to give an honorable mention. I really like Happier. I think Happier is a gorgeous song.
A lot of people love Happier. All my friends I've talked to have mentioned Happier being one of their faves. Not one of my faves. It hasn't clicked for me too much, but I do appreciate it.
Yeah.
You want to tell why you like Happier?
I don't know. It's just really pretty.
It is
really pretty.
One step forward for me.
Yeah.
She wrote that by herself too, even though Taylor and Jack are credited. They're only credited because it's a New Year's Day melody. Right. So pretty.
My only personal qualm with that song is I think of Paula Abdul every single time. Like I'm in my head being like 2 steps forward, 3 steps back, like every single time. So
I hope that's the remix. I hope Paula's in the remix of One Step Forward.
Okay, well, I'll make some calls.
My least favorite. So I think, first of all, I love Traitor, but Traitor sounds very much like Heather by Conan Gray for me.
Okay.
Like, but not too much, because I think I still like what she did with Traitor a lot. There is another song that I think is just way too Conan for me, and that's Hope You're Okay. On his album, the last song on his album is called The Story. And this, like, the similarities are just too similar for me. Like they both talk about like friends in their lives, and they talk about gay friends. And I'm like, did you both, and the same producer, I'm like, did you not both like be like, oh, both of the last songs on our albums are talking about the same thing? For me, I was like, I wanted maybe a little more for a closing, but it's still a nice closer and I still listen to it.
Yeah.
And the melody is really pretty. And obviously the sentiment is really pretty too.
Yeah.
But I just wanted more there. I think there are also some other similarities with our artists. Like I think Jealousy is too Billy for me. But I still like it enough that I think her subject matter makes it unique enough. Hope You're Okay is my least favorite, but still not bad. What about you?
Right. Yeah, I agree. I would say my least favorite, or the ones that I haven't clicked with the most, would be Jealousy, or Hope You're Okay.
Yeah.
Again, nothing wrong with these songs. Also, it has been only 24 hours, right? It could change.
Agreed.
But these are I haven't been rushing to go listen to them again.
Yeah. All right. So what's your rating on a 10 on sound?
Out of 10, I think I'd give it a 9.
I get a 9.
Like, I'm not going to give it perfect yet. Just, I need time to sit on it a little bit more. Even though I've said it's a masterpiece and it's beautiful, it's gorgeous and whatever, I'm still going to give it a 9, which is that's a very strong 9.
Yeah.
Very strong.
I would give it an 8 just because of those similarities that I'm having a hard time shaking. But I think it's just because I'm a fan of Conan too. And
I don't listen to Conan.
Yeah. So I'm just like, yeah. I'm just my own personal biases, but I'm still really impressed with it. I kind of wish there was more bops, but I understand why there wasn't either. So where do you want to see Olivia go from here, Christina? Any thoughts? Because I have a few. I would love her to go into like a Carly Rae Jepsen kind of like big pop album next. Big.
You want her to kill me.
I want her to kill you. Or I want to kill you more. Or like Haim route next. Like thinking about her like doing the steps, I can totally see her doing that.
Haim with a little bit of like Avril in there, you know what I mean? If she did like an early, like if she did like Let It Go era Avril, like that kind of like
her I'm With You.
No. I I think she has an extremely bright future. And like she got a fan base like this. Like you have like not only does she have like the younger Gen Zs who are like tweens and teens actually like going through this shit, but like also the people our age in their 20s and even like 30s being like, oh, this slaps.
Well, I think because it's just relatable no matter how old you are. But also, like you said, I'm so happy that kids younger than us
Mm.
have this too and have this album to grow. Like it's their fearless, you know? Like
Oh, yeah.
thank you so much everyone for watching this video. If you want us to review any past albums too, like anything you want to see our opinions on, let us know too. We'd love to talk about music. We love talk. It's all we talk about is music.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
so Christina, thank you so much for giving your opinion today. I hope everyone else liked my opinions.
Yeah, don't send us hate.
Don't give us hate. And Olivia, if you're watching, we fucking love you.
Queen.
And also, thank you for swearing so much in this album. We loved it.
A Disney Channel star swearing on her debut album. Never in 2008, never. That would have never happened.
You're an inspiration, girl. You're an
It
inspiration.
took Allie and AJ like a decade to say fuck in potential breakup songs. So you're crazy.
You're crazy, but we love you. Stay sour and sweet, everyone. And thank you for watching. Bye.